Hello from Silverado Middle School. This is Mr. Skadal. I want to welcome all you parents and guardians and maybe even some students that are watching this. This is my back to school night presentation for September 23rd, 2020. And I'm going to go to my next slide. Now, here at Silverado Middle School, you'll see we do a lot of things about science. Here we're measuring some mass, and there's some graduated cylinders that we're going to use. Now, I've been teaching 8th grade science, and here's my name, Mr. Dan Skadal. Now, your student is going to learn a lot about physics, chemistry, astronomy, and, of course, some life science. Now, if you can find this presentation, you'll see there's a little link down at the bottom. And I just want to go to my next slide. Now, I want to say hello, and let me tell you a little bit about myself. I've been teaching science and math at Silverado Middle School for 18 years. I've been in the 8th grade for all of those years. I taught for several years before that at other private schools and public schools. Now, before I became a school teacher, I owned a hang gliding and paragliding business in Orange, California. This is where I taught many people the freedom to be like a bird. Here again, there is a link for you to be able to see the next, you could see a little special message if you ever get this presentation. All right, now, important information about my class. Now, there's another video link here about Aries, Google Classroom, and different projects. Now, science is like math in that it's foundational. What you learn today will be used to help you learn tomorrow's assignments. Here's another link for you. I'm going to tell you most of this without going through those links, but let me go to my next slide and go to my next slide. There we go. I want to talk about synchronous learning and asynchronous learning time. Now, synchronous learning is when we are in class, when we're all doing it together. I would like to please have you encourage your student to be engaged with what we're doing in class. Please encourage them to have their video on at all times. It is expected to be able to see them forehead to chin, chin to forehead at all times. Also, please encourage your students to use the chat function and the raised hand function that's in Zoom. Students should be ready to unmute at any time because I will ask questions and call on students randomly to check for understanding and make sure they are paying attention. Okay, so just be ready. Have them be ready. Encourage them to be ready. Asynchronous learning is when your students are working on their own outside of class. Now, technically, this is the remainder of their full day. Now, don't get this confused. We used to call things like this homework, but now they have time set aside for them to do their work outside of our Zoom time class. Okay. Now, when knowledge is stored in the short-term memory, it gets transferred into the long-term memory when you practice it after learning it. All right. Now, this is a good thing. Right now, I have many YouTube links that are in my Google Classroom pages that explain what their assignments are all about. So you could actually check those too. All right. Now, other ways to support your student. I've been referred to as the planner Nazi. Now, please, please, please check your student's planner every night. Make them show you the accomplished assignment. Now, it looks kind of like this. This just means it's written down and that is the correct assignment. It does not mean it's done. So, look at this, see what it is they are to do, and then check their work. Have them show it to you. Okay? Yeah, I encourage you to have them show it to you. All right, now that's your planner. That's their planner. They're going to use that for organizing their assignments and when they're due. Now, Aries is a program that we use to make our progress reports and report cards are generated from that program. Attendance is also kept here. Now, parents, you should be able to access all of this information through the parent portal. Okay, another program we use is Google Classroom. Now, Google Classroom is where all of your students' assignments will be located. Some of these will turn into grades in Aries, and some will not. Now, that just depends. Usually, typically, if an assignment is formative in its nature, where we're forming knowledge and we're learning things. And then sometimes assignments and quizzes and tests are summative, which means we're trying to find out how much your student has learned. Okay? So that's kind of the difference between Aries and Google Classroom. Okay? All right, now, how to contact me. Now, the Silverado Middle School office phone number is 707-253-3688. If you call there, one of the office staff will get a message to me. Now, the best way, though, is through my email. It's dskadal@nvusd.org. Number one, email is the best way for me to communicate with you. Number two, I usually respond within a day. Number three, precise questions are greatly appreciated. All right, now, this last slide is about some of the things that are planned for the future here at Silverado Middle School. All right, please start saving your 1 liter, your 1.5, your 2 liter, and your 2.5 liter soda bottles. We will do a rocket project sometime this year. If it doesn't happen in 2020, then we'll do it in the spring of 2021. Now, some other items that are needed to go along with that are clear 3M tape, Sharpies, and modeling clay, the kind that does not harden. All right. Hey, great to have you as the major motivation and support for your students. And my name is Mr. Skadal. I'm glad to hear from you. Yeah, give me an email anytime. Thanks. Bye.